Alright, let's dive into something that's both shocking and deeply concerning: wasted medicine in England. Here's the kicker. According to the National Pharmacy Association, NPA, the amount of unused or partially used medicines thrown away in England every year could fill 75 swimming pools. Let that sink in for a second. 75 swimming pools. Personally, I think this is one of those stats that sounds absurd until you realize it's backed by hard data. It's not just about the sheer volume, it's what it represents: waste, inefficiency, and a massive drain on resources. Now, let's break this down. The NPA estimates that around 3,400 tons of medicines are discarded annually, costing the NHS at least £480 million. That's money that could be spent on better healthcare services, more staff, or improved facilities. But here's what really gets me: this isn't just a financial issue. Olivier Picard, chair of the NPA, points out that wasted medicines have environmental and health consequences. And he's right. When medicines are thrown away, they often end up in landfills or, worse, in our water systems. What many people don't realize is that pharmaceutical waste can contaminate ecosystems, affecting wildlife and potentially even making its way back into our food chain. It's a vicious cycle. But let's zoom in on the health angle for a second. Dr. Rasha Abdulsalam Elshanawi highlights something critical: leftover antibiotics are often taken without medical advice, which fuels antimicrobial resistance. This is huge. Antimicrobial resistance is one of the biggest threats to modern medicine, and here we are, essentially contributing to it by not managing our prescriptions properly. If you take a step back and think about it, this isn't just about wasting pills, it's about undermining the effectiveness of life-saving treatments. Now, the NPA suggests a few solutions, and I think they're onto something. First, they're urging patients to only order medicines they truly need. Sounds simple, right? But here's the thing: many people overorder out of habit or fear of running out. Personally, I think this is where education comes in. If patients understood the broader implications of overordering, not just the cost to the NHS but the environmental and health risks, they might think twice. The NPA also calls for more regular medication reviews, especially for those on repeat prescriptions. This makes sense. If someone's condition has improved or their medication needs have changed, why keep prescribing the same thing? It's like driving with the parking brake on, inefficient and potentially harmful. What makes this really interesting is how it ties into bigger trends. We're living in an era where healthcare systems are under immense pressure, and yet, here's a problem that's largely preventable. The NHS has already taken steps, like introducing mobile app features to manage prescriptions, but as an NHS spokesperson admitted, there's still a lot to do. Local campaigns are popping up, but is it enough? I'm not so sure. In my opinion, this requires a systemic shift, better communication between patients and pharmacists, more proactive reviews, and a cultural change in how we view medication. And let's not forget the context of medicine shortages. Just recently, health leaders warned about some of the most severe shortages of NHS medicines on record, including painkillers, epilepsy drugs, and HRT. When you pair this with the fact that we're wasting tons of medicines every year, it feels like a massive disconnect. Are we overprescribing in some areas while undersupplying in others? This raises a deeper question: how well do we really understand our healthcare needs, both as individuals and as a society? Here's my takeaway: wasted medicine isn't just a logistical problem, it's a symptom of larger issues in how we approach healthcare. It's about patient responsibility, systemic inefficiencies, and the unintended consequences of our actions. If we want to tackle this, we need to think holistically. Personally, I think it starts with awareness. We need to talk about this more, not just as a shocking statistic but as a call to action. Because, honestly, 75 swimming pools worth of wasted medicine. That's not just a problem, it's a wake-up call. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below.